So hi, my name is Carrie. I'm 21 and I'm a junior at Portland State University.
Hi, my name is Katie.
My name is Heather. I'm 21 years old and I'm a senior at Portland State University.
I'm Sydney. I'm 19.
Hi, my name is Hannah.
I'm also not in a relationship. I think it's something that affects so many people, and I think by talking about it, that will bring awareness for it, and hopefully kind of prevent.
Just because a lot of people are like, well, it's not my business. Well, domestic violence awareness is like everyone's business. Like, to end it, we're gonna have to talk about it.
Hi, my name is Kylie and I'm 19 years old and I'm a sophomore at Portland State University.
Hi, I'm Toby. I'm 20 years old and I'm a junior at Portland State University.
And we are survivors of domestic violence.
It's important to remember that domestic violence can happen to anybody. All races, all genders, and all sexual identities, all religions, all income and education levels.
I think the more that people talk about it, the more it's more recognized in our society and in our day-to-day lives. So the more people know about it and the more we talk about it, the more people are available to take action.
Talking about it and raising awareness for it, it will hopefully, because I think some people who are in the situation and who are experiencing it may not know, and I think hopefully by kind of showing the signs and the symptoms of it and the results of it, it will help people see that, you know, oh, this is something that I might be experiencing, or that my friend might be experiencing. And
At first, I didn't realize it was a domestic violence relationship. It wasn't until I realized he was isolating me from loved ones and activities that I like to do.
It can be a really hard thing to talk about sometimes. So I think by kind of breaking down some of the norms and the not great stuff associated with it and kind of thinking that it has to be pushed aside, it will make people feel more comfortable to step out and talk about it and ask for help and give help as well. Do you
ever feel afraid of your partner?
avoid certain topics out of fear of angering your partner? Feel like you can't do anything right for your partner?
Does your partner humiliate or yell at you?
Down. Does your partner criticize you and put you down?
Does your partner threaten to destroy your belongings?
Does your partner force you to have sex?
Does your partner threaten to commit suicide if you leave?
Like, the levels of violence, it doesn't matter. It's still violence in the end. Like, any form of it is. It could be having your phone, looking through it, to hitting them. It's like this, it's not the extent, but it's still gonna lead up to the factors of actually escalating to the abuse if part of the relationship. But emotional abuse is the same thing as physical abuse. It's even more challenging to leave because you could leave physically, but emotionally you're always gonna be tied to the violence. Which is sad because a lot of them are actually, victims are more prone to be in another abusive relationship once they leave because they think those factors are normalized.
Signs that you may be in an abusive relationship are if your partner wants control over your decisions. Any type of abuse can be physical, emotional, financial, sometimes can even be medical.
A form of abuse is financial abuse. That can include your partner encouraging you to only rely on them for anything, slowly saying you can rely on me, you don't have to rely on yourself. Not allowing you to have a savings account or setting aside any money. If you feel like you have to hide money from your significant others and have a fund kind of set aside, that can be a warning sign that the financial situation is becoming unhealthy. One of the major signs of financial abuse is when they do not want you to have your own job.
If your partner feels the need to go through your phone and have access to your social media accounts, if they need to know who you're emailing, who your coworkers are, if they won't let you socialize after work or with your schoolmates.
Purposeful loans taken out in your name, using risky payments and taking up all of your money and ruining your credit score so you feel like you don't have anywhere that you can go, but there are resources that are available for you, and a lot of the banking companies have specific parts that are dedicated to helping survivors recover their credit score, open their own banking account, and basically go beyond whatever damage they may have caused.
Warning signs of abuse in others.
It's important to also remember that if a friend of yours is only hanging out with their significant other and not paying attention to you, it's not always because they're trying to ignore you. Some people feel that they may not have an option to not spend time with their significant other if there is an unhealthy control or power dynamic in their relationship.
When you come back home, like it doesn't matter. Or if you like text them and they text you and you have to like respond right away, and you don't need to respond right away. It's just like
Is the expectation that you should hang out with your significant other over your friends. Platonic relationships are just as important as romantic, and no one should ever ask you to alienate yourself or choose them over anyone else.
First, I also didn't know I was in a domestic violence relationship until, like Toby said, isolation. So isolation is one of the key components into how you know you're in a domestic violence relationship.
over 70% of domestic violence murders happen after the victims end their relationship.
Women ages 16 to 24 are 3 times more likely to be domestic violence victims.
A woman is beaten every 9 seconds in the US.
Every minute, 20 people are victims of domestic violence.
15 million children are abused every year.
Domestic violence is the third leading cause of homelessness in families.
Over 500 people are killed every year by their abusive partners.
1 in 3 women
And 1 in 4 men
have been victims of some form of domestic violence.
If they resort to violence once, then they're more likely to do it again. Relationship violence accounts for 15% of all violent crimes in the US.
Like your significant other's supposed to grow with you, not knock you down, basically. So
Healthy relationships consist of support, someone to lean on, someone who's going to be there and challenge you in positive ways. It also is about being respectful and loyal, and making it feel like you're in a safe environment, like you can come home to a safe and happy place and like you feel comfortable with them. And I think those are really important qualities in a healthy relationship.
A healthy relationship would be when you could be away from your significant other and you don't have to worry that you wouldn't have to be calling them all the time or texting them and like asking them where are you. Like you can be genuinely concerned, like just like regular, like a few people like, oh, where are you today, like just that kind of stuff. But not asking them 24/7, like, oh, where are you, stuff. And always like making sure to know where they are. Like I think being in a healthy relationship would be where you can trust somebody and you just don't have to worry.
I think trust is a huge thing in a healthy relationship.
Definitely.
I think it's really important for people who are in relationships to be transparent with their peers in the outside world that, oh, they might seem like they have a perfect relationship, everything's lovey-dovey all the time, but it might not be, and realistically it isn't. No relationship is perfect. You might have some really awesome things going for you, but you're not always gonna have butterflies and rainbows. It's just not realistic.
I didn't know it was a domestic violence relationship when it first started because, you know, you're just like vulnerable to that person and you can just say like, you know, the whole blind to love thing. But, yeah, I didn't know.
People who are being abused may seem afraid or anxious to please their partner.
Go along with everything their partner says and does. Check in often with their partner to report where they are and what they're doing.
Receive frequent harassing phone calls from their partner.
Talk about their partner's temper, jealousy, and possessiveness.
People who are being physically abused may
Have frequent injuries with the excuse of accidents.
frequently miss work, school, or social events without explanation. Warning signs of isolation. Be restricted from seeing family or friends.
Rarely go out in public without their partner.
Have limited access to money, credit cards, or their car.
In Alpha Chi Omega, our philanthropy is domestic violence awareness. We educate ourselves in workshops held by professionals where we learn signs of abusive relationships and what it means to be in a healthy relationship. I love our philanthropy because it's a widespread issue, and not only does it impact the United States, but it really impacts our community and our school as a whole.
Speak up if you suspect domestic violence or abuse.
When I was in my recent relationship, I didn't really want to ask for help, which was a bad idea because I knew that I had family that wanted to help me, and like personally, family is the go-to people to help you out of it because they're the ones that know you the best and that want to actually see you like strive.
So what people could have done to help me in that type of situation was probably just be supportive of me, but give me tough love, because sometimes it's hard to, like I said, part ways with somebody. So if somebody was just constantly like not hyping you up, but more so just giving you that tough love and like setting your head straight in order to part ways with somebody.
Talking to a friend that you think or know is being abused.
Kind of being like, hey, like, I love you and I see that this isn't healthy because of like X, Y, and Z. And maybe like opening up their eyes, because maybe like they see their relationship and they're like, oh, like maybe I am in a DV, like maybe I am in a domestic violence relationship. But like affirming them, like, yes, you are. Like maybe like once they actually realize that other people see it other than them, that they'll actually take a step.
I'm worried about your safety and I'm scared they'll really hurt you next time.
Don't wait for the victim to come to you.
Do ask if something is wrong.
They like, oh, like I see you are arguing with your significant other all the time. That is not healthy whatsoever.
Promise me that if you need to talk, you'll come to me.
Do listen and validate.
Do express concern.
How can I protect your safety?
Do offer help.
If you can, offer your loved one a safe place to stay or help them get to a shelter.
Do support the victim's decisions.
I'm here to help and I'm always available, even if you don't want to talk about it.
Don't pressure the victim.
Allow them to control their own lives. I want to help. What can I do to support you?
Don't wait for the victim to come to you.
At first, I didn't know that I was in a domestic violence relationship. It wasn't until he started isolating me from my friends, family, and activities.
Listen and believe the victim.
Don't judge or blame.
Don't try and make any decisions for your friend because it implies that they are incapable of making decisions for themselves. Instead, offer encouragement.
Don't place conditions on your support.
If the victim does not want to leave or call the police, do not force them to.
If they don't leave, then that's on them. Like, you tried your best, you did your part, you're there for them even if they leave or if they stay.
One of the most important things for a survivor of domestic violence to do when they're searching to get out of an abusive relationship is to find somebody that they trust and who they can talk to and let them know of the concerns that they're having, and making sure that they're communicating exactly what they feel is going on with others. To find local organizations and resources in your area that can help you in a confidential and safe way. I think it's also really important for us to remember that a lot of people don't reach out when they do need help because there is a lot of stigma that surrounds domestic violence in our society, and it can often discourage people from talking if they do need any assistance getting out of a relationship or a bad situation.
I didn't leave the relationship instantly, but with the help of friends, I did finally leave, and I'm glad I left. I didn't leave at the time because I was vulnerable and he was, like my best friend. He was just, like my go-to person, and it's kind of hard parting ways with someone that you really care about.
I didn't leave at first because I was actually scared to leave to see like what he would actually do, because he was physically abusive, so didn't want to escalate more than it already did.
Every state has their own resources, and don't be afraid to go find them.
On average, there are over 20,000 phone calls placed to domestic violence hotlines each day.
The number for the domestic violence hotline is
1-800-799-SAFE.
1-800-799-7233.
Another national domestic violence hotline is
1-800-787-3224.
Speak up if you suspect domestic violence or abuse.
Break the cycle of abuse.
When I broke the silence, it was a sigh of relief, and it encouraged me to realize that it's not my fault.
When I broke the silence, it made me realize that I do have the support of my family and that I am not alone. One advice I have for someone in this situation is that you always have the support of your family.
Another piece of advice is that you don't need the person who's abusing you.
And that it's not your fault.
Also that you deserve so much better than what you're going through.